Hello? Can I help you? Yes, I am. Why, sure, you come on in. Here, let me step out here and help you up here. You gotta watch that step down on the porch. Yeah, we always enjoy showing our project off to anyone that stops by. We seldom get any visitors, but we're glad you stopped by. Yeah, you can see it from the road if you look through the trees. Yeah, I've been in here working today. Been back in the laundry room, continue to work on that cedar. I don't know if you looked at the other videos. We try to post them as we can. Maybe you've seen those. Yeah, we're really proud of it. We really look forward to getting in. Hope we live long enough to get in it and enjoy it. We got some big plans for it. Yeah. It's quite an undertaking. You're correct. I've contracted a lot of the work, but primarily the finish work on the interior has been a lot of mine. And now the upper elevations up there and the ceiling up in there, I had to contract all that. Wasn't able to do that myself. But the guys that put up the logs, we kind of independently contracted them to come back. Yeah, I've done all the wiring in it. Yeah, everything in the wiring is my work. I was pleasantly pleased when the inspector passed my rough-in inspection. Said things look real good. Come over here and I'll show you about the electrical. Yeah, we've done it's a pretty big job for one fellow by himself. Got my panel in. Got my wiring in here, the load center. Got my entrance cable coming in from outside. Yeah, I did that by myself. I did that also. That was like wrestling an anaconda there. That's some wicked stuff. Got all my branch circuits, all my circuit breakers in there. I went a little step further. I numbered each one of them, yeah. Yeah, it's a lot of detail to it. I try to make it as neat and clean as I could. You can see I got a few circuits going out the top up there. Got them wired, numbered. Just a little bit goes on up in the ceiling. Most of the work goes down through the floor and under the house, because that was the only sensible way to get over to the other side of the house, since the ceiling in the center room is so tall and vaulted. Yeah, you're right. It wasn't any fun crawling around pulling all them cables under the house, but we did it. We hope to put up my intention is to put up wall boarding up to here, and on this side from here over to the door, and then have a door here that I can open and expose all that wiring down there in case we ever want to pull any future wires for future circuits. Then we'll be able to easily run them up through here and connect into the load panel. That's the plan. Yeah, if I had done over, I'd done something different. Yeah, I'd have changed things. I'd put in a smaller panel here, and I'd have sub-fed one over on the other side of the house off of maybe a 100-amp breaker, and had two panels in here instead of one. But, that's water over the dam. We don't worry about that now. Yeah, come on, let me show you a little bit more about the wiring. Some people wonder how you run wiring in a log home, but every log manufacturer has his own way of doing it. Yeah, there's a lot of different kind of log manufacturers out there. We investigated a lot of them 40 years ago before we built the first log home. Some of them will put up will erect the house. If they're using the huge logs, they'll erect the house on their site. And when they do that, then they're able to drill for the light fixtures, the light outlets and switches and fixtures and such as that goes up through the log. So they pre-drill those holes. Southland doesn't do that. Southland has another another plan, the way they recommend that you do them. I'll show you back here on this one. They call this board right here. This board right here is what's called the buck. It's a door buck. It's a 2x8 that after they get about 2 to 3 courses of logs up from the floor, then they'll stand that log buck up there, that door buck up there, and then they'll plumb it and brace it off with a 2x4, what we call a stiff knee. They'll put a stiff knee in there and hold that 2x8 so that it gives them a guide to bring those up, stack those other logs up to keep them plumb. So once they do that and they get on up and get finished, then to do the wiring, you have to go back in here and take this door buck out. This is before the doors go in. Prise this off, and then take a chainsaw and run a chainsaw up the middle of those logs, cutting a groove in there for the cables to run up to these switch boxes. Once we get up to here, then we bore a hole over, chisel out for these boxes and sink them back in there, and then feed the cables up through that hole and up through this groove that's been cut into the logs. Put the door buck back in place and nail it back to the logs. Then once we run our wiring, we come down through that groove and turn and go in that base log and turn then and go down through the floor and bore a hole in the floor and run those wires down underneath the house there. So they come in, they go at the center of those logs, they bury it in there about 2 inches deep. Then they come on up through here behind that buck, and then we bore over and we get into that box there. So that's how Southland recommends running the light switches. And we don't have any corners in this house, the interior corners. All the corners are exterior. In our first log home, we had an interior corner, and I put a light switch on the end of the log. It looked kind of odd, but I did basically the same thing. I bored a deep hole that went back through the center of that log to where I could turn, and then I run it down the door buck underneath the house. Yeah, it's not fun. You're right. I hadn't found anything fun up here since I've started. A lot of people think, well, we'll build our own house. That'll be fun. Yeah, right. They need to go back and rethink that. Yeah, and behind the baseboard is where the wiring is. Southland recommends that you put 2 furring strips on there and create a space in between there for the wiring to run behind the baseboard. Well, I did that in the first hole, and what that 3/4 inch furring strip and a 3/4 inch baseboard makes the baseboard actually stick out 1.5 inches, and that was more than what I wanted. So I decided, the first thing I did after the contractors left, I got up here with my router and a 3/4 inch bit, and I routed a groove 3/4 of an inch deep all the way around this whole perimeter of this house for my wiring. See, I even routed it through here, not knowing what I was going to do. But I didn't need that. But anyway, I routed the whole perimeter of this house 3/4 inch wide, 3/4 inch deep. And you can see here where I got my wiring in there. So then we selected where we wanted our boxes throughout the whole house. There's 27 boxes in the baseboards around the whole house. And so then I had to go and cut out the size of the box. Get out of the way. Size of the box and kind of mortise it into that base log, leaving only 3/4 of an inch sticking out, and that's what's going to be in the baseboard. So then, got all those mortised out all the way around the house. And so then when I put my baseboard in, I'm able to mount my receptacle, and that box then goes back into the base log where I mortised for it. So that's how Southland recommends to do it. Others do differently. Yeah, I've been working today. Yeah, you can see all that red dust out there where that cedar is. I've been working on this wall in here, trying to finish it up. Have to cut my boards to match the logs up there, like I've been doing on the other side. Come down through here. I had to stop and go eat lunch. Yeah, you've had yours too? Yeah, I'm glad of that. Yeah, we finished up top. The only thing I got to do is put a coat of preservative on it. I finished all the caulking now. Proud of that. Oh, you don't understand the caulking? Okay, well, let me show you that. See, the caulking is what goes between the logs. You it's just regular caulking. It's a wood tone color. It goes in between each log and around each window, each buck. This is a window buck here. The other was door bucks. Do it on the inside, do it on the outside. And that seals up any of draft or anything that would come through between the logs. There's a little bit of insulation in there, but that's not a whole lot. Yeah, that's a big job too. You're right. You should have come and helped me that day. We worked a long time on that, outside and inside. I like just a little bit finishing up. I'll show you. Come on over here. Yeah, see that? And you see up there where I haven't finished it. You see the cracks in the logs, cracks between the logs and whatnot. Down here is where it has been done. So you can see in there. That has to be done. Got a few more in here. I got to do this wall around to that corner and to that wall there. And half of that Glenda's already finished. So I got to wrap that up. And then I can bleach these logs and put the preservative on them. After that, then we'll be ready to trim in the windows. Yeah, it's pretty simple. It's not outrageous. There's nothing real technical about it. Building a log home, you can be pretty simplistic with it. Yeah, we like that cedar. It works pretty good. The intentions of it was, but that room back there is a laundry room, pantry. And so considering pantry and all and food storage back there in that room, we just felt like it would be better to have cedar because of bugs and insects. It helps repel bugs and insects. And so that's why we went with cedar. But not only that, I'm going to tell you, that cedar's real cheap. The guy I bought it from, it might be higher now, but the guy I bought it from, it was real cheap in comparison to other prices, other lumber. Yeah, I was asked why didn't I put log siding on all these walls down here? Why wouldn't I go on and do that too? And that's because that stuff is so terribly expensive. I didn't have enough money to buy enough siding to go all the way down through there and then all the way down this wall over here too. Now we did splurge and we had some extra pieces, and so we did choose to put up 3 courses of siding in some of our rooms. This room in particular, you see, and this room out here, to kind of match those 3 logs up there. If you've kept up with our videos, you've probably seen that in the past. Well, good. I appreciate it. I thank you for watching them. Yeah. Let me show you a little bit more about this wiring here. So I go down through behind the buck here. I go down underneath, come out around the base lock. So you do the same things we did at the back door. Loop around there, go down through the floor. And then right here on this joist, you can see the nails where the joist is. Right here on this joist underneath the house, I got a junction box. And in that junction box, I come out and run across the joist all the way over here and come up through this floor here. Run up through this wall. You'll go on up and go on then. Go on up through that plate on up into that attic area. Now one of these is for the floodlights. And the other, that's one of those, no telling which one. The other one is for the porch light. And the last one is for the living room lights. It'll control that living room light and that living room light. As well as underneath the house, it'll continue to from that junction box, it comes over and goes up through the floor over here. Walk with me over here. Yeah, I know I'm a little fast. That's okay. And then I go up through here. See where I come up through the floor there and go up through there and go on up. And so one of those wires is going to the other two light fixtures that will be up here. There's one underneath that ladder there. I doubt you can see that. And then the other one is right there above that vent. Those 4 lights will be controlled by a light switch. That's this light switch right here. This light switch right here will control those. This light switch controls the floodlights. This light switch, yeah, there you go. That light switch there controls the porch light there, as well as that light you see outside the window there. Yeah. Yeah, that was a job putting that one up. I'll tell you that right now. I'm not too crazy about getting way up there, but, you know, I'm not going to pay somebody to do something I can do. Yeah. All right, well, I appreciate your time. And, you know, you're welcome to stop by whenever you want to. Yeah, we still got a little ways to go, but, you know, good Lord willing, we'll get there. We sure plan to. Yeah. Next time you come, don't wait so late in the day. Come on in the morning so we can I can put you to work. Yeah, I know it. I know. All right. Well, hey, look, I appreciate you coming by here. And when you do one thing for me, I appreciate it if you do. When you look at our videos, you know, always hit that like button. It really helps out. It's real simple. You just touch that like button. The more likes we can get for our videos, YouTube might start to kind of slide us on into some of their regular postings. So if you like this video, appreciate it if you hit that thumbs up, and you could subscribe too if you wanted to. Boy, it's a pretty day out here, isn't it? Yeah, you could subscribe and do whatever you can do to help us out. Sure have enjoyed you coming by. Hope that you'll come again. Until then, as we say, bye-bye.